Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a massive thank you to you all. Today we've officially hit 50 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for the channel, and we're officially on halfway to 100. Honestly, I appreciate every single one of you who's watched, liked, commented or subscribed. Seeing the videos starting to grow alongside the channel makes it even more special. And with that said, welcome to episode 3 of the Flight Simulator 2024 Career Mode. And today things start getting serious. In this episode, we're stepping away from the private flying and moving into the more professional side of aviation. We'll be taking our CPL exam, and that's a cross-country flight, which is one of the most important milestones in any pilot's career. It isn't about circuits anymore, it's about navigation, planning, decision making, and flying from A to B like a professional.
If you pass your CPL, you can begin to get paid for successful missions.
Thank you very much, Scott. So here we are, we're at the CPL exam, and this is our tree where we are at the moment, so let's go into it. 2,500 for the credits. And that's purchased in the bag. So today's task is a cross-country flight between two airports in Los Angeles County, and we're going to Bob Hope. We'll need to manage heading, altitude, speed and situation awareness all the way. No shortcuts here, just clean, proper planning and staying ahead on the aircraft. So here we are, we're outside the Cessna 172. Let's take off the engine covers, remove the static port cover, the pitot cover and the chocks, and let's climb aboard. Okay, let's start the engines.
Welcome to your CPL check ride. The last stop on your way to become a true professional pilot. For this check ride, you will complete a cross-country flight through Los Angeles County, taking off from Van Nuys Airport and then landing at Bob Hope Airport. You can start when you are ready.
Okay, perfect. We'll request taxi clearance.
Cessna Golf Papa, Charlie Tango Delta. Ready to taxi. East departure with Mike.
Cessna Golf Papa, Charlie Tango Delta. Taxi to and hold short of runway 16 right via taxiway Alpha 1 Charlie. Contact tower on 120.2 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 16 right via taxiway Alpha 1 Charlie. Cessna Charlie Tango Delta.
Okay, perfect. Let's get the taxi underway. We'll slowly spool up them engines, release the parking brake, and we'll get on our way of this exam. And should I mention it, once we pass this is where we can actually start earning some money for ourselves. Not for our own company, we can't establish that just yet, but we'll start completing some missions offline, earning some credits, so we can start learning and taking some more of the exams, some night flying, the multi-instrument rating, twin engines, where we can go on to some bigger and better things. But we'll try not to rush ourselves here in the Flight Sim 2024 career mode. So we'll taxi to the hold short here. Okay, let's brake here and get our takeoff clearance.
Van Nuys Tower, Cessna Golf Papa, Charlie Tango Delta at runway 16 right ready for departure. East departure.
Cessna Golf Papa, Charlie Tango Delta, altimeter 29902 departure to the east approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 16 right.
Okay, perfect. Let's acknowledge that.
Clear for takeoff runway 16 right. Cessna, Charlie, Tango Delta.
Okay, perfect. So let's go and enter into the runway here, and we'll line up ready for departure. And thank you for all the views and the likes on the last video, which was our airliner landing into Fuerteventura. I do have another video lined up for you on Tuesday, so make sure you have your notifications on for that one, as we see some lovely AI aircraft and a landing into one of the other of the Canary Islands. So airspeed is alive, and we're slowly going to be pulling back on the stick and airborne for our CPL. So we're climbing to 1,500 towards the end of the airfield here, and trying to keep some nice smooth inputs, trying to keep everything under control. And the Cessna 172 is starting to feel
Charlie Tango Delta, continue for east departure.
Van Nuys Tower, Cessna Golf Papa, Charlie Tango Delta. Continue for east departure.
And as I was saying, the aircraft is starting to feel really, really familiar now. Now that we're doing quite a lot of flying in this aircraft. Turn left here. We've still got the visual aids turned on whilst we're doing the career, but I don't think it's really necessary. I will be turning them off for the next episode to give it that more authentic feel here for the channel. I kind of want to leave it more realistic, more realism, you know, with the visual aids. I think the only thing that where we are flying to unfamiliar airports is I'll leave the taxi ribbon on, if you don't mind, just so we know where we're going. But as we learn together here in the sim, eventually we'll turn all that off as we learn the taxiways, understanding some more ground school. I'm not a professional pilot, this is just something that I do as a hobby, so we'll learn and grow together on that one. So we're going to start showing some consistency, some confidence and some discipline here in the cockpit, and we are going to be settled into the cruise, and it's only a short flight today, so as you can see we're already going on to short finals as we're going to start descending into Bob Hope airfield here, and everything's looking pretty good at the moment. As you can see, we're already on short finals now, not a long flight at all. We are too fast, so we'll start to throttle back. And we'll switch over now to arrival, onto approach, sorry.
Van Nuys Tower, Cessna Golf Papa, Charlie Tango Delta. Frequency change.
Now we've lowered some flaps there, which were a bit too fast. So let's announce our full stop.
Runway Tower, Cessna Golf Papa, Charlie Tango Delta is 4 miles west, 1900 with Golf to land.
Okay, and this is where we bring
Charlie Tango Delta, Burbank Tower. Altimeter 29992. Make straight in runway 8.
Okay, perfect. We've got our landing clearance, and as I was saying, this is where we bring everything together.
Clear to land runway 8.
Clear to land runway 8, Cessna Charlie Tango Delta.
Okay, the speed is looking good. The descent rate is pretty stable. We're still within the visual aids here on approaching to Bob Hope, so everything's looking good. We're not rushing, we're not forcing the aircraft. We're just letting the approach develop naturally. We was a bit too fast. I tried to lower a notch of flaps there to kind of bring the airspeed down, but that's took a knock on our aviation performance rating there, so we'll probably get a few deduction marks on that one. But we're going in straight ahead. A few small corrections, and it looks like we're just a tad high. And this is one thing I am noticing with the visual aids. It does bring you in on a very, very steep approach, and you'll always have 4 white lights on the pappies. So I'm trying to. This is why I'm kind of kind of move away from these in the next episodes and all in the future videos as well. I think the only time we probably will use them is if we are in this kind of aircraft in some very serious and thick cloud on arrival, but apart from that, when we are in the airliners, we'll be using the ILS. But easing back on the power now, some gentle corrections as we're aiming for the touchdown zone. Gentle flare, touchdown. Okay, perfect, nice and controlled, exactly what we expected within this stage of the career. And that completes the cross-country flight. So we will vacate the runway here on the next left. Flaps are coming up, some braking. Slow the aircraft down, and we will hold short to get our taxi clearance to find our parking spot here. Okay, and we'll contact ground now.
Going to 123.9er, Cessna, Charlie Tango Delta.
Okay, let's flick over to ground now.
Cessna Golf Papa, Charlie Tango Delta. Request taxi to parking.
Cessna Golf Papa Charlie Tango Delta. Taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Delta 7.
Okay, we'll acknowledge the taxi now.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Delta 7. Cessna, Charlie Tango Delta.
Okay, perfect. So we'll go straight on here, then make a right, and then make a left here at Bob Hope in LA County. And it would be nice to get some of these little flights ticked off the box so we can start earning some credits for our next lesson. Maybe some night lessons or the multi-engine, just so we can unlock a few more aircraft here in the career mode. And our taxi stand is just on the right hand side now, so we will turn in, some light braking. Okay, perfect. And we will set the parking brake. We'll turn off the aircraft now. We'll shut down procedure started. And there we are, guys. All done. Completed.
You've performed great today. Keep the same attitude, and I'm sure that you will have great piloting career.
And that's the CPL completed, guys. And it's a pass, and almost 100%. Just respecting the taxi pass, which knocked us down a bit, but almost a clean sweep across the board. And we did get the performance marked down just a touch for that flaps incursion. However, that is the CPL nailed and in the bag. There we are. So allows us to fly airplane for financial gain.
Now you are able to earn money for completing missions.
And there's the other lessons that I'm talking about, guys. The night flying there. We have the instrument rating, the multi-engine. So we will start our journey to becoming a airline pilot here. So we need to complete the night currency, the instrument, the high performance endorsement, if we want to go down to the left hand bottom side, but it's a jet engine that we're going to need. The airline transport to get to the jet airline transporter rating. That is the goal that we're aiming for, because we want to have the airliner feel here. So we've got the ferry flight, we've unlocked the Cessna 172 Skyhawk, which we've already been flying, so we'll check out our first mission here, which is the ferry flight. So we'll go into that one now, and we will get this one marked off so we can start doing some ferry flight missions, and that is taking us...
You're ready to take the next step. I have a mission lined up for you. Prove you can handle this, and more opportunities will come your way.
Okay, Scott. So there's our first mission over in Germany. And we'll go over and check that out now. There it is. We are returning a 172 Skyhawk. So straight after passing the CPL, we're going to take this 172 Skyhawk. No passengers, no pressure, just a clean, professional relocation flight. These missions might seem simple, but they're an important part of real-world aviation, of moving aircraft around from airport to airport. So let's go into this. Okay, there's our 172 Skyhawk that we're transporting today on our ferry flight. Nice and new. There we are, rocking up in our airliner's pilot uniform. So we'll go ahead and do the normal procedures. We'll remove the engine covers, static port, pitos, the chocks. We'll climb on board and let's get this show on the road. Okay, let's get the startup procedure done. Get the engine kicking in.
Hello, it's Julia Reichert. Thanks for accepting the job. I'm your contact here. Today's lucky bird heading to Nimijindran is this charming little 172 Skyhawk. The owner's aircraft was in for maintenance, and now that it's fixed, he wants it flown back. He is already waiting for it. His name's Mr. Michael Klimek. Now give this beautiful bird the VIP treatment it deserves. Take care.
Okay, not a problem. We'll lower the flaps, ready for
Echo
takeoff.
Delta, Romeo Mike traffic. Cessna Delta 7 Foxtrot Victor Delta is taxiing to runway 36. Echo Delta Romeo Mike. Echo Delta Romeo Mike traffic. Cessna Delta 7 Foxtrot Victor Delta taking off runway 36. Departure to the south. Echo Delta Romeo Mike.
Okay, perfect. There is the taxi clearance. We'll throttle up now out this little airfield in Germany as we taxi towards the runway. It looks like we've got to go down towards the end of the runway to come back on ourselves. So we'll taxi towards the end, do a turn around and take off out of here in Germany. I am starting to like the ATC that we've got here. A bit robotic, but hopefully I know things are going to be a bit limited of here what we can do on the PS5. I know there's other things already out on in terms of the PC, because the possibilities are endless on the PC. But I know if you can go on to VATSIM, if you're familiar with how that works, or there is some AI plugins for ATC. Hopefully we can get something like that towards the PS5. Very, very limited on what we can do in terms of the PS5 marketplace at the moment. But hopefully good things come our way. It would be nice to get the replay mode brought back in, just so we can do a bit more of our cinematic shots here, that what we did like on the beta for the channel. At the moment we are limited with what we can do, so we'll just carry on as we are at the moment. So we'll make the U-turn now to align with runway 36 with this customer's Cessna, and we'll spool up the aircraft's engines now, and the airspeed is coming alive. it's nice to see the aircraft tyre imprints on the grass there as we go back along the runway of where we just taxied down. We'll start to bring the yoke back and we are airborne again. So we've got to climb to 1,400 feet. As the flaps are going up now, and a left-hand turn just about to start. And we've got a mountain ranger just underneath us, should we say, or some more hilly ground, which is why the don't sink was kicking in there. Another left-hand turn coming in, and I'm not even going to pronounce that airport, but the code is EDRD, which is what we're flying to. So a left-hand turn there. It's 11 nautical miles. As we are settling into this ferry flight. And I don't think I'm going to bore you anymore with the remainder of this ferry flight. So what I will do is I'm going to skip to the approach and to the landing, so I will catch you in a second. Okay guys, so we are on approach now. We're going to contact ATC.
Echo Delta Romeo Delta traffic. Cessna Delta 7 Foxtrot Victor Delta. 1 miles north, 2400 inbound to land. Runway 9er. Echo Delta Romeo Delta.
Okay, so we're going to take a slow descent now. We've got some left-hand turns. We're flying over the airfield now as we begin our descent. So the speed is looking good at the moment, and it's some very cloudy and a bit of a gusty weather that we've got here in Germany. So the descent's kicking in. We'll start the left-hand turn now, as we respect the traffic pattern here on this ferry flight. As we deliver this aircraft to its customer, we'll try and respect the aircraft as much as we can. So drop in the comments what you'd like to see on the next episode. I think the next thing that we're going to be aiming for, which kind of allows us to do a bit more in terms of time of day, is the night pass, where we can now fly at night. So I think that's the next things that we're going to be aiming for. Gives us a bit more flexibility on what we can do, and in terms of time restrictions. So I will go through some missions offline just to enable us to get some credit in the bag. So I'll start knocking some missions out and building up our pocket money so we can go for the nighttime checklist and get that hopefully marked off for the next episode to enable and grant us some more missions. And hopefully by the time next Sunday rolls around, we'll have some more missions in the bag, and hopefully some new missions opening up as well. So we're going on to downwind now. Left hand turning up to get us on to finals onto this tiny little airstrip here. So the speed's looking pretty good. The approach is stable, and it's exactly how you want a ferry flight to end. And we're turning on to finals now. We'll reduce the throttle, and we'll kind of bring that back to idle now. Don't want to be overspeeding the aircraft too much for this customer. He's only just brought it out to maintenance, and we don't want it going back into maintenance again. So airspeed's fluctuating around about 75 knots, which is pretty good. As we turn into finals now, we'll probably have to give it a bit more throttle. As the airspeed's just going a bit too low for us now. We'll throttle up. Announce arrival.
Romeo Delta traffic. Cessna Delta 7 Foxtrot Victor Delta is on final. Runway 9er to land. Echo Delta Romeo Delta.
Okay. On finals now. Descending in. A bit wobbly with the winds. We'll try not to let that bother us. Okay, perfect. Bit of a crosswind landing there as we go Tokyo drifting onto two wheels. But we'll slow the aircraft down and we'll hold short to get our taxi clearance onto stand for the customer. Not a bad little ferry flight there. So let's hold short into this little airfield. Announce a taxi, which is right ahead.
Romeo Delta traffic. Cessna Delta 7 Foxtrot Victor Delta.
And I think that one went pretty smooth, if you ask me, guys. That's our first mission, and first paid mission, should I say. Ticked off and in the bag. One of many, I assume.
I'm sure the trip had its challenges, but I hope my plane didn't take too much of a beating. Thanks for your hard work.
You're more than welcome, Michael. It did have its challenges indeed. But that's a mission success, mission complete, and another step for the channel. Yeah, landing smoothness wasn't great, I had to admit that. We was dealing with some crosswinds, but it was a perfect flight. We didn't skip anything, which gave us a huge bonus. We did skip it here on the channel, but that's more for the viewers. As we go back to our headquarters, and there it is, guys. That is our income, 1,130 credits. And when we do start working for ourselves, all that money will be ours. So I will complete some missions offline.
I see you've made good progress so far. I think you will need a space of your own. You can take this desk. It's been empty for a while.
Well, thank you very much. And there we are, guys. We are in our new little office. We've got some more specialisation flights. The ferry flights, flight seeing flights. And we'll see what that has unlocked. Yeah, there we are, the flight seeing flights. So we'll go back over to Coventry and see where that takes us. So I think I'm going to have to do that first in order to unlock them missions available in the UK for us. But we've got ferry flight missions available to us in the UK, so what I will do is start completing some of them for us to get the credits for our next certification, and that's going to wrap up episode 3. Guys, once again, thank you so much for helping the channel reach 50 subscribers. The next milestone is 100. If you're enjoying this step-by-step career, let me know, and we're going to have more bigger aircraft, busier missions, and some more real-world operations. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in episode 4. Until the next one, see you soon.